Definitely illegal. You get in trouble because you told. Mental issues and they're gonna retaliate. Hey y'all, this is Tamika, the face behind HR. Y'all remember when you were little and you had siblings and you would go and tell your parents something, whatever you're not supposed to tell according to your siblings, and then you get in trouble for it? Like, you get in trouble because you told, right? So your parents are gonna be like, why'd you do that? Blah, blah, blah. And then your siblings, they're gonna come back and they're gonna retaliate. That's all I can think about. I think that's the simplest and most easy way of talking about what retaliation is. When companies retaliate, it's childish. You could be causing someone mental issues, emotional issues that extend with them for quite some time. Sometimes it's just economical issues that really affect their livelihood. If you guys want to know more about retaliation, then you definitely want to keep on watching. Now, if you saw my video all about discrimination versus harassment, it is definitely a video you should watch that will help you with this video. It'll definitely help you kind of get a foundation on what this could look like. And so retaliation is what can happen anytime an employee is punished for engaging in activity that is legally protected. That includes reporting suspect harassment or discrimination acts. Definitely watch the harassment and discrimination video. I'll put it here so you guys can watch it. It's definitely a must watch. It doesn't feel like you're in class or law school. So you definitely want to watch it. But it kind of gives you the foundation for what it looks like when someone does a retaliatory act. And it is definitely illegal. If you want to cultivate a positive workplace, then what you definitely want to do is support one another in taking action against problematic actions, behaviors. That includes retaliation. Some examples of retaliation, just so you can kind of get a full view of what retaliation looks like. There are tons of ways that an employee can be retaliated against by a company. And some of those examples, just some of them, is termination. You know, that's overt retaliation, because most times that's really going in, and companies really need to protect themselves if they want to terminate someone in a retaliatory act. And you know, they're upset because this person was a whistleblower, or this person participated in something that they feel they don't support, and it's something that's protecting a protected class. Then guess what? They go to terminate someone, and that's super overt action. But some other examples are exclusion from workplace activities. So that's a bit subtle. It's not as overt as termination. Being denied a promotion, or even refusing to hire. Bad performance reviews. You've been a good employee, you worked your butt off, but then you went and you reported an action. Now you're not getting a good performance review anymore. Transfer to another location. Increased workload. You're getting all the work. Team over there playing spades and they playing on the computer all day, right? But you're really working hard. Changes in your shift, your hours, or your duties. Or expressions of disapproval, or just a lack of good manners. Maybe you notice that someone's just being rude on a regular basis, and really they never were rude to you before. Like, you never had an issue before until you were the person that was the whistleblower, or that reported something that was discriminatory, or something that you were being harassed. So let me just go ahead and be clear with you guys. False accusations are rare. Most times you will find that frivolous claims are just non-existent. More likely, troubling behavior will go unreported than someone who will make a false report. Straight up. So how do you take action? How do you want to make sure that you're the person that's doing what you should be doing to not retaliate against an employee, or to report when that's being done, or to not be in a discriminatory spot? And to definitely no retaliation, right? What you want to do to take direct action is you want to speak up. Speak up for yourself, speak up for the company, speak up for that employee. Definitely speak up. The last thing that you can do is just don't participate. Don't participate. Don't be a part of, you do not have to have people co-sign you by you joining in their bad activities. It's just like all the bullies at the park, at school, whenever you're on recess, right? Just because they bullying other people, you need to go and bully with them too? No, we're just not in high school anymore. I keep giving you all these examples because that's just how we should look at it. One of my favorite quotes is, when I was a child, I spoke as a child. Now you're an adult. Speak as an adult. Other ways that you can definitely take action that isn't, like the top 3 ways, is by distracting. If you notice like it's going on in the workplace and you notice that someone's always picking on this employee or whatever, kind of distract that behavior. Like, bring their attention to something else. Another thing you can do is delegate. So delegate some work to that person. They got too much time on their hand if they're harassing somebody or discriminating against them. And then delay it. See if you can get them to hold off on doing that until you get someone else in the room, like your human resources department or like your department lead, who can interject in that or cause it to not happen. Or until you can verify that it's truly what you're seeing. Most times we know it is. We just don't fall in on it. I'm going to give you guys 3 quick anti-retaliation techniques that you can use to make sure that your company just stays in the right spot. Your team, your coworkers, what have you. So refuse to participate in illegal and unethical behavior. Just refuse it. Report situations that involve a violation of a law or ethics policy. If you don't have a policy in place, then you definitely need to ask HR to create one, or as HR, you should create one. Make sure that you have a policy in place. Whistleblowers are protected by law and cannot be retaliated against. So whistleblowers are just those folks who make this attention to whatever situation is going on, and they make that attention to the right person. So they may report it. They're the person that's reporting it to the supervisor. They're the person that's reporting it to HR. They're the person that might be reporting it into like a anonymous box or what have you. Use this video to create your annual retaliation training and help you create a policy if you don't have one in place already. It will only open eyes up to those people who are being offensive. If they notice that you have a policy or something in place, it's going to make less people who are going to, retaliate against someone, or less of a manager thinking it's okay to do this retaliation because now they're having it in front of their face. It's like, oh, it's a bad thing, I shouldn't do it. And it should definitely help your employees feel more safe at work. For those of you who are finding my video for the first time, I hope that you found this helpful. For those of you who are returning, I am so happy that you're here. I ask you, if you haven't already, please subscribe. And I just can't wait to see you guys on the next video.